Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can I tell you what? You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they will have medical.
I've done all this. There's evidence.
You can.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was thinking. I thought about it.
For her, she just wanted him behind bars for something he didn't commit. Because you wouldn't imagine someone who portrays themselves in such a positive image, who brands herself as a champion of body positivity, women's empowerment. You just wouldn't imagine such a person doing something like this. It's just such a contrast to what she stands for. Hey loves, so in today's story we're diving into a deeply disturbing and honestly shocking case that has gone viral. This is about a social media influencer with 750,000 followers on Instagram, Victoria Everest. Now, she built her brand around wellness, fitness and body positivity, and she often marketed herself as a voice for women empowerment. She presents herself as someone who focuses on wellness, eating fruits, juicing, connecting with nature, and even organizing women-based retreats that are focused on fruit-based meals and juice cleanses. But recently, a secretly recorded video exposed her admitting to something absolutely vile. She fabricated a story claiming she had been raped. Because of her false allegations, an innocent man was arrested. Now let that sink in. A man's entire life, reputation and freedom was put on the line because of a lie. This isn't just disturbing, it's disgusting. For someone with such a massive following, 750,000 followers, to weaponize such a serious allegation of sexual assault is beyond irresponsible. Right guys, to give you some context, there are 3 people you actually need to be aware of in this story. The first is Victoria Everest, who we've just been talking about. The second is a man named Gucci Walker, and the third person is the man who was falsely accused of rape. Gucci Walker is the person who came online and made a post exposing everything. He's also the person who secretly filmed Victoria Everest confessing to making up the rape allegations. I'm going to read to you Gucci Walker's post because it gives you the full background of what's going on. And once you hear this, the confession video will make a lot more sense. So here's the post he made. It says, a couple of years ago, I got told that a guy I know was being falsely accused of rape. He was on bail and honestly, there was no way he would beat the case because the woman planned it very well. She invited him over, they had sex, then she went on to her bathroom and called the police accusing him of rape. So he got arrested at the scene in her house. Whilst the evidence of his sperm was still inside her, this guy was going to go to prison for such an evil plan. Not just 1 count of rape, but 2 counts. He would have got 12 years minimum. When I heard it, I felt sick. I had to try and help. I went to her gym and I made friends with her and worked my charm. It didn't take long before she eventually started bragging to me about the way she hurts men. I had my phone secretly filming the whole conversation and the police dropped the rape case against the guy. We live in an evil world. Men really need to be careful with some women. He goes on to say, for real, she has 750,000 followers as some positive influencer when she's just rinsing people for money and selling dreams. She looked me in the eye and told me she would never stop hurting men. The whole video is actually 7 minutes long and the things she went on to say is vile. I couldn't even post all of that on here. Guys, the confession video I'm about to play for you was recorded in secret. As a result, the audio and the picture quality is not the clearest. However, just pay close attention and listen carefully and you'll get the full gist of the confession. Take a look.
Their realizations.
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff. Yeah, because it's too much energy invested out. That's what the therapist was saying yesterday. It was like, is it not exhausting? Yeah. And I'm like, it's not though. So you're gonna live. You're gonna live. You've done for 5 years hurting men. You enjoy it, and you're gonna keep going. But the energy that you're putting into that, you could triple your income. You could be doing other things. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can I tell you where? You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they'll have medical.
I've done all the. There's evidence. I've given him my clothes. He banged me, babe. Like we had sex, and he's denying that he was even there.
How can you do that if you got arrested in your house?
No, so one was for an occasion where he left.
Yeah.
The other time he was there, but he claimed that we didn't have sex, but there was evidence to say that we have.
Alright, cool. You can.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was thinking. I thought about him.
And I know I hate him because he's so much like me, and it annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully, yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rape them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing it. Rape charge doesn't mean you've got a victim involved.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it means you got desperate that you weren't able to hurt him. You pulled a fake rape. You know what I'm saying? So
that's still gonna hurt him. He hates that. And the thing is, he's gonna go out continuing to fuck up girls' lives. Yeah. With an assault charge and a rape charge, he'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets the next girl.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's a fake rape charge. So what do you want from that?
Guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
But I get your angle, but then you can't say you won or you was able
It's
to
not
hurt.
a game. I'm done. I've pulled back. I've done what I've done. I've played my move. I've moved on. Like.
But you weren't able to hurt. The way you usually like to hurt men, you weren't able to hurt him.
Well, I did, because in the relationship, I continued to cheat on him.
That confession is sickening. Let's unpack it bit by bit. So we hear at the start of the conversation, Gucci Walker, who tells her that you're 31, you shouldn't be doing this. You should stop doing this toxic stuff, and that she's spent the past 5 years hurting men on purpose. And he tells her to stop and focus her energy on something more productive. Then he goes on to confront her about the fake rape claim.
Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can I tell you where? You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they'll have medical.
I've done all the. There's evidence.
And it says this will blow back on you, to which she responds, no it can't, because I know all the tricks and that there is evidence. And to me, that line alone, those words show how calculated this is. She goes on to say that she wants to take this guy to the cleaners, basically saying she wants to destroy him.
You can.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was thinking. I thought about him.
She even says she wants him to get a taste of his own medicine, and to me, that is just wicked.
It's a fake rape charge. So what do you want from that?
Guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
To intentionally bring not one but two false rape charges against someone, knowing the sentences and knowing how it ruins life, and to call it revenge or a game or just him getting a taste of his own medicine. How do you sleep at night knowing that your actions has led to an innocent man being behind bars? How? This is not entertainment. It's not a game. This is someone's life. An innocent man. She even admitted that while she was in a relationship with this man, she cheated on him.
Well, I did, because in the relationship, I continued to cheat on him.
So that's not enough? Is that not enough? Is that not a way of you getting your own back? But you have to go further. She wanted to really stick the knife in, to break him down completely, to bring him down to his knees. For her, she just wanted him behind bars for something he didn't commit. And for me, the worst part of all this is that at the start of the conversation, she said she's been hurting men for the past 5 years. So this is deliberate, repeated harm. And it's just malicious, just vile. Whilst looking into this, I actually came across this comment that said, I know someone who did time because of her, shaking my head. This buttresses the point that she's been hurting men for the longest time. Guys, here's what I think about this situation. First of all, it's very unfortunate, it's shocking, it's scary, it's worrying. Because you wouldn't imagine someone who portrays themselves in such a positive image, who brands herself as a champion of body positivity, women's empowerment. You just wouldn't imagine such a person doing something like this. It's just such a contrast to what she stands for.
Our vision was to create a soul-nurturing experience where every woman felt safe, free, and deeply connected to their most authentic selves. And we delivered. At Total Body Reset, we believe that true growth begins when we feel seen, heard, and supported. And this retreat was designed to create that space, a sanctuary for intimate hands-on learning, personal reflection, and connection. From the moment our guests arrived, every detail was infused with intentionality, crafting an experience designed to inspire, uplift, and transform. From juicing workshops to wellness practices to meaningful conversations, our retreats are curated to nurture the mind, body, and spirit. And let this be your reminder, may we never forget to replenish ourselves before pouring.
Like I said earlier, she has 750,000 followers, mainly women, who look up to her. And yet she behaves in such a vile, disgusting way. In fact, in that same video, she says that her vision is to create a space where every woman feels safe, free, and deeply connected to their authentic self. And that true growth begins when we feel seen, heard, and supported. But then she turns around and does the exact opposite to another human being, to an innocent man. That's beyond hypocrisy. It's wicked. And guys, this situation really angers me because there are women out there who have genuinely been assaulted, and it takes so much courage for them to come forward. Many already fear being judged, silenced, or accused of lying. And when false allegations like this surface, it makes it even harder for victims and survivors to be believed when they do decide to come forward. It waters down the truth of their painful experiences. Another issue I have with this whole situation is the innocent lives that get destroyed. If not for Gucci Walker standing up for his friend would have gone down for 2 counts of rape, looking at a minimum of 12 years for something he didn't do. Imagine how many innocent men have ended up in prison because of lies like this. We cannot just call out men all the time. We have to hold women accountable when they behave like this. As women, we do not support this behavior because these are not just names on a page. These are men with children who love them. A false allegation shatters their self-esteem, their careers, their families. It's devastating. And as a mother of sons, this terrifies me. This is the world we live in, where one lie can just ruin a man's destiny. So let me use this opportunity to speak to men directly. Please do not lie with any woman anyhow. Preserve yourself, protect yourself. I'm a Christian, so I will always come from that perspective. Keep yourself until marriage. Don't allow a Jezebel spirit to come into your life and destroy it and put you behind bars and ruin your destiny. Don't. And to any woman who thinks this kind of behavior is fine, I want to beg you, please sit down and rethink. Seriously rethink your ways because you're hurting people. To the women who do this, if you have past trauma, if a man has hurt you or put you in a painful situation, this is not the way to deal with it. 2 wrongs do not make a right. You need to face your trauma in a righteous way. There is no need to fabricate lies against another man. That is pure wickedness. Do not do it. And what shocked me even more is hearing that allegedly Victoria Everest has a son. Think about that. So she's out here doing this to men and she has a son who one day will grow up to be a man. Wow. How would she feel if someone treated her son in the same manner? One thing I know for certain is that life works in season. What you sow is what you will reap. Karma is real. Every seed you sow, good or bad, you will reap the harvest. You may not see the consequences immediately, but they will come. And if it's not you, it may be your children who bear the consequences of what you've sown. So let's be careful. The choices we make today don't just affect us, they affect generations to come. A lawyer actually used this case to highlight something very important. This lawyer said that it's cases like this that lawyers become the voice of justice. Their role is to make sure that the truth comes out and that due process is followed, and that innocent men are not sent to prison for crimes they did not commit. Take a look.
I'm saying this for my fellow criminal defence lawyers. Before you come at us and question how we can defend someone accused of rape, remember this lady. Victoria Everest was secretly filmed admitting she made up an allegation of rape against a man just to hurt him. So next time you try to use outrage or assumption to shame me for defending the accused, think of her and think of the facts carefully before you speak your opinion.
Here's a man's perspective on this whole situation. Let's take a look at what he has to say.
How we doing, guys? Myself, Chris Predator OBE, hitting you with a quick one. Real talk, truth season. I know everyone's been seeing this woman called Victoria and seen her video about what she said and what she's done, and I want to touch on it in a serious note because it's a real serious thing, guys, and I think we don't address it enough, that the fact that men go through these kind of cases, same thing like women, and rightfully so, the amount of trauma that a woman must suffer when she goes for things like rape, when she goes for things like SA, when she goes for things that are just heinous, and being frightened and being alone and not knowing what to do and people not believing you, and you know, you could have reached out to friends and family and no one actually cares because that person might be so slick with it, with the way that they planned it, or might be so high status that no one's actually going to actually believe you. But to hear this and to know that there's men in prison for something that they didn't do, we never talk about men's trauma. We never talk about what he must be facing. We never think about the kind of case scenarios of what does that feel like to be a man and to know that someone's lying on you and you haven't done anything. Let's even just touch base on just his mental. Just in touch base on if he's able to even touch a woman again or be intimate with a woman again, because these are serious allegations. First and foremost, if you get charged for something like that, when you go to prison, man them are going to decorate you, man them are going to stick it on you, man them are going to beat you up. And it's the same thing if you're outside, man them will still beat you up and check you and disrespect you in any sort of way, and rightfully so, because no man should live on this earth and feel like he can walk around and do that and not get checked. But the fact that someone can get that and get to the stage of probably feeling like committing suicide, probably feeling like taking their life, probably feeling like engrossing themselves, like, you know, they could have been a bubbly person, outgoing, you know, very, very much of a happy-go-lucky chappy kind of guy, you know, all the girls loved him in the sense of he's so much banter and all the rest of it, kind-hearted, kind-spirited. You know, what about the parenting? What about you as a parent that could have believed it and been like, well, you've gone to prison, she said that you have done this, you did sleep with her, you know, you did go through all the rest of it, and all, but it was consensual, but then she ended up lying on you. That's tearing families down. That's tearing down parents that have felt like they've raised their son in a certain way, and he's looking at his mum like, I have been raised in a certain way and I guarantee you I haven't. And then what if that mum is like, you know what, I agree, I believe you, son, I don't believe that you've done that. What kind of trauma is she now going through? What kind of faith does she have in her son finding another woman or finding another spouse? And this is the reasons why sometimes men go through so much traumatic breakups, relationships, friendships, mum, dad relationships in that kind of sense. And because they don't always have good ones, it's very, very, very hard for men to be open, to be transparent. If he's open and transparent, man become like a simp, or man's acting soft. You can't talk to your friends, you can't cry about these kind of things because you're meant to be a man and suck it up. You know, we can't even sit there and say that we're abused as men, or we could get raped, or we could get raped, or anything like that, because we are seen as men and these kind of things don't happen to us. We don't show that side. We're much more of a logical creature to be being seen as we don't have emotions. And I think it's a very, very, very serious one of to touch base with a lot of our children, touch base with a lot of young boys, child as well, parents, in a sense of as much as we're going to teach them about consent and teach them about, you know, understanding and how to respect a woman, teach them also about self-love and self-understanding and what they can do to make sure that if someone does put them in an uncomfortable situation, what they can also do. I feel like men need to step up a lot more. Men need to come out a lot more and go to the police station and say, "Rah, she's lied on me," or "This is what it is." And I feel like if a woman has lied, she should be getting charged. She should be going to court and she should be getting arrested. And it should be the same kind of energy that we're giving out to a lot of these men, a lot of these celebrities. We all know who they are and they've all got cancelled. These are people that should be cancelled. She's meant to be an influencer, 750,000 followers. The amount of young girls that probably look up to her, want to be like her, eating healthy, I want a good body and all the rest of it, only for her to come out to say that she's done it to multiple men and she's been doing it for 5 years. And the fact that she says that she's going to continue doing this, it lets us know that we're living in a sick world. So please, parents, it's not just sit down and just talk to your kids, but we need to make them understand about being in a certain situation. Teach our women about you can't lie on people, but also teach our young boys what to do if you're in this case scenario. I hope these men that she has actually wrongfully charged, that they do get, if they are in prison, they do get out of prison. If they didn't go to prison, I'm grateful for that, but she needs to be charged. But what's you guys' thoughts? A lot of people are talking about this situation, but we never talk about the men and how that man might be feeling and what his mentality might be like and how does he move forward. And if the allegations already came out about him and people have already judged him or point the finger or already set cast on, that's what I think already. How does that make him feel? How does he navigate now?
Guys, I'm truly grateful for Gucci Walker. I'm grateful that this whole conversation was secretly filmed and that she got exposed, because one thing that keeps going round and round in my head is the fact that if we look at what he had posted, he said this: "She looked me in my eye and told me she would never stop hurting men." Wow. I'm glad this came out because then she can be stopped. She's been exposed. And that way, she can't hurt another innocent man again. She's been caught. So thank you, Gucci Walker, for this. Guys, this video went viral and the reaction was huge. People were shocked, angry, disgusted. Many viewers demanded that Victoria Everest face real consequences and that she should be held accountable for what she did. A lot of people even called for stricter laws, saying that anyone who lies about Grape should face the same consequences as the one they tried to put on someone else. I want to take this moment to apologize to the real victims and survivors of Grape. I can't imagine how painful it is to hear about this situation and to have someone lie about a traumatic crime. It's disturbing, it's disgusting, and it's deeply worrying. To all survivors, please do not let this deter you. This individual is just seeking attention. Stay courageous, speak your truth, reach out to someone you trust. You are not alone and you should never feel ashamed for what happened to you. And to all the men out there, please stay safe and keep yourself protected. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss my next post. Till next time guys, bye.